I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everybody. We're going to start out tonight like we normally do with our Students of the Month. We're going to do this first? Oh, we're not doing Student of the Month. Sorry. I guess it's me, isn't it? Okay, well. This is a very sad time for us because we have to accept a letter of resignation from one of my personally favorite people from the school board tonight. And so we need to make a motion to accept that letter of resignation from Tim Luttrell.
I move we accept the letter of resignation from Tim Luttrell.
Who'd second that?
I'll second it.
Although none of us want to, right?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
And let's explain, Tim has been a distinguished board member for us. He and his wife have moved, unfortunately, just right across the Beech Grove school district. And we've already negotiated sending their son to Beech Grove. But to be on the school board, you have to physically live within the Beech Grove City Schools limit, which is different than Beech Grove City itself. So unfortunately, great for them to get a new home and everything, but we'd like to take a moment and honor Tim for his years of service. Okay, ladies first.
It was 8 years ago that I got to know Tim, and through all this, we've become very, very good friends, along with his wife. And if I start to cry a little, it's because I love him so much. And I just want to tell you that if this isn't just us, it's not just Dr. Kaiser, it's from all these people, it's from all the kids, it's from all the districts, it's from the schools. We don't hear what they're doing.
It's tough to top that, but I will just say, I made the comments at the last board meeting. Tim has been a rock and a foundation for our board for the last eight years. During some very challenging times with, referendums and budgetary challenges, we've come out on the positive side. But he truly has been a leader. He's a perfect example of a quiet leader. And if you're old enough to remember the commercials about E.F. Hutton speaking, when E.F. Hutton, which is Tim, speaks, the other board members really didn't take notice because his comments were always very thoughtful and they were always very, very kid-centered. So Tim, we just appreciate it. And even though he's moved out of the district, he will always be a woman. So, thank you very much.
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody in the community for electing me to 2 terms, to Rick for talking me into it. So, and yes, Janice, and Grant for listening, and she's been becoming an investment. So, administrators, staff, everybody that's been school. All the board members I've worked with, current ones and past ones, Scott, Jim, things are really working with Trent, still has some
Okay, does that mean that we're having a meeting?
Yep.
now we have the changing of the guard.
I would move that we appoint Krista Smiley as the replacement board member for Tim through December 31st, 2014.
Second.
Rick, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, I think somebody has to swear somebody in.
You raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution of the State of Indiana and the laws of the United States and the State of Indiana. I will faithfully execute the duties of my office as a member of this governing body. So help me God.
Now she's really in the hot seat. One comment so you know, Krista had filed to run for office for January. Krista, Rick, and Janice, okay, I've been around, I can't remember who's running when, they ran unopposed. So it was natural for us to go ahead and appoint Krista to the position since she officially will be taking over in that position that Tim decided not to run for since he knew he was moving. So it's kind of really a natural transition. So we'll have the swearing in, I believe, again, and again in January when we have the new 3 board members kind of come back and officially take over the reins again. So we're very pleased for her commitment to public service and again the service that Tim has given us for many years. So, and Janice, the fun part.
Yes, we have Student of the Month now. Sorry about the tears earlier.
So we will start things off this evening with the high school, Mr. Steve Cox.
Well, good evening. Again, I'm Steve Cox, principal at the high school. I'd like to start today talking about our band. The Marching Hornets, a couple weeks ago, we went and performed at Avon. And we kind of, all the hard work of all our students kind of was showcased by everything coming together for an outstanding performance. And we won every caption award. We also got the first place trophy at Avon. And the good thing about that to us is that we competed against the state champions of last year, which is the Concordia Lutherans from Fort Wayne. We beat them. And so we're real excited about what our band's been doing. At your position, I handed out a little thing that talked a little bit, a recap of what we did at Lawrence, Central, Danville, and Ben Davis. But this coming Saturday is we're going to be at Center Grove, and the top 10 teams in Class C will be there. So it'll be a good, I guess, a challenge for us to see how we're placing right now in reference to going down the stretch for the state contest, which will be like November 7th or 8th, whatever that Saturday is, first week of September. So very happy and proud of the Marching Hornets. We also implemented this year the success period, and that's every morning between 7:25 and 8 o'clock, and that's been a great success. Big hit, I would say. You know, our students have been coming in to get help, to answer questions about homework assignments, getting tutored by teachers, and in some cases just coming in doing their homework. And so we've had a lot of students taking advantage of that. Of course, a lot more due towards the end of the 9 weeks, but I think that's something that now we got it in a routine. I think they'll continue to take advantage of that program. Our after-school tutoring program we started up a few weeks ago. That's headed up by Sharon Shockey and Paige Anderson. They're kind of spearheading that program. We're averaging about 25 students that are coming to that every night, Monday through Thursday. We have Mrs. Wolf, Mr. Bush, and Miss Kimball that are the teachers that are going down there every night, and that's for math, English, science as well. We also have Tommy Peck, Destiny Elson, and Moira Blakely that are student volunteers that are going down there, and they're tutoring students as well. So we basically have 6 people down there pretty much each night that can help students that are having some issues. Another big event is our football team's 5-2. We were 5-1 going into the Ritter game, and all the rain and nastiness. It was senior night, and we ended up losing, but we're 5-2. This Friday night we play Triton Central at Triton Central for a share of the ICC title. So we're very hopeful that everything will go well. It's supposed to be great weather. It'll help us with our passing game. But that's at Triton Central at 7 o'clock. Calendar, a couple things coming up. Our Fall Athletic Awards program is going to be on Wednesday, November 7th at 6 o'clock. We have the Beech Grove Community Service Project Day is going to come up. That's going to be Friday, October 31st, when we come back from fall break. So if you know anybody that has something that needs done in Beech Grove, you can call Eileen McManus at the administration office and let her know what that need may be. But we are planning to have all 900 students out in the community picking up trash, raking leaves, bagging leaves, doing anything that needs to be done in the city of Beech Grove. So we're very excited about that. Again, Paige Anderson and Tara Miller have been working with that quite a bit. Plus, we have a team on our that really put that together. Mr. Bear's involved. Dr. Kaiser's involved. We're trying to put it all together and make it happen. So we're excited about that. And that, again, that's on Friday, the 31st of October, when we get back from break. So just let us know.
That's really exciting. That is so wonderful that all those kids are going to do that. We've never had anything like that before. To see them out in the community like that, I think that's just great.
And that's the one day we're doing once in the fall, once in the spring, but we're also putting together like a calendar, hopefully a digital calendar where students can go, click on something, it'll show up a business if they say they need this amount of students, this amount of time, and students can do their individual stuff as well, because we're, again, working for 20 hours for our seniors, 40 hours for juniors, 60 for our sophomores, and 80 for our freshmen that are accumulated over a 4-year period. So I think that's going to go really well, both the event that the whole school's doing, plus the individual stuff that people are putting together. And we already have students that are planning on doing stuff over fall break, just as their individual hours. And some of the people that are doing the tutoring, instead of getting paid, they're doing it for their community service hours. So you know, that's a good thing we're doing.
Steve, could you expand on the sponsorship of our T-shirts?
Yeah, Dean Electric has given us a bunch of money to sponsor the T-shirts. So every student was going to have a T-shirt. I think it's lime green, I believe it.
Yes.
It is.
Lime green.
And again, you know, they do a lot of work for us, you know, in the whole corporation, but they're a great supporter for Beech Grove and everywhere in the state. But they just donated the fact of giving us money to help us with the T-shirts, as well as some rakes and things that we're going to purchase to, you know, be ready to go out and help. So we're really thankful for their support.
Special thanks to Tom Zupanzik.
Tom Zupanzik is a great
really
guy.
helped spearhead the whole process for us. And he said, hey, we'll take care of the T-shirts and trash bags. And not only have they done that, but they're doing some other special things with our HA program that we're real excited about. But it'll be a great community effort. And again, just to emphasize, if you have some work that needs to be done, call Eileen in our office. You can also email her. We already started the list. We probably have 5 to 10 phone calls coming in, and those will be special areas that we target, especially with some of our community members who really can't get out and do the work. And we're going to do quite a bit that day.
I think probably one of the neatest parts about it is, of course, that we're giving our time to folks, but our maintenance crew, our grounds crew, the student body, the teachers, the city government. Mayor Buckley's involved with it. We're going to have a lot going on that day just to help anybody at Beech Grove. So I think it's a great opportunity for our students. Another thing that's coming up is actually tonight is the Marion County Town Hall meeting that's been sponsored by Jason Hammer and WIBC from 6 to 7 o'clock. Well, right now they're having a live IBC. The radio station WIBC is having their it's just live at Beech Grove High School, and then at 7 o'clock to 8:30 is the town hall meeting that Jason Hammer's put together. So there's a panel down there. I'll be leaving here in a little bit to go down and be involved in that, but hopefully we'll have a big turnout from everywhere around Marion County. Channel 13 was here this morning. It was on TV, I believe, this afternoon about about what's going on. I think Channel 6 is going to be here tonight filming the whole thing. So good stuff here at the high school. And then the last thing is the fall intercessions coming up next week. There's a lot of activities going on for everybody, you know, all the way from the elementaries up to the high school. And again, we want to thank Dr. Laura for coordinating all that, because it's another great opportunity for our students to have enrichment and going in at the high school. We have several things that one of them is Wiley is putting together a program, and I think it's just awesome that we have those opportunities for our students. But tonight, the biggest thing I want to do is introduce to you our student of the month, which is Kristen Folks. Come up, Kristen. She's a junior. She's in class of 2016. She's the daughter of Shirley Folks, which works here in the district. She ranks 19th in her class right now. She has a 3.7 GPA. She's planning her school activities. She's in Spanish club. She's part of our student leadership team, which has a lot of responsibilities. And then she's a 3-sport athlete. She does basketball, track, and golf, all 3. Golf is what she just got completed doing. Getting ready for basketball season here right now, imagine. Her future plans, she wants to attend college and really pursue a degree in health careers. And so we're very, very pleased to have Kristen here at Beach Grove High School. Mr. Bush says she's worked very hard in pre-cal. While staying busy with golf, she has maintained an A in pre-cal by completing all her work, studying, and even coming in for extra help in the morning. I say that, and this is what I really enjoy and believe her being here at Beach Grove, she's taken really an active role in our student leadership team, working towards building school spirit, student engagement, and all our extracurricular activities. Her smile brightens up the room when she's there, and I really appreciate her enthusiasm and her ideas that she comes up with, and the support to increase our school spirit. That's one of our challenges that we wanted to focus on this year, is getting more kids engaged and involved in things at high school with extracurricular, and I think they've done that. We can see that by the number of students that are at the football games and activities that are going on as well, along with Garrett Daniels, who's kind of helps drive that factor. So we really appreciate Kristen, and she's our student of the month.
And next up, we have Ms. Meyer, who is representing the Hornet Enrichment Academy.
Good evening, everyone. I have a very quick update tonight, just a few things. I first wanted to update you academically with what's going on with our students. As we end up our first term, our students have completed the courses and earned credit for 61 credits. So that was a huge accomplishment for our student. This time last year, I think our students had earned 50, so we are currently at 61 credits earned for the first term. 8 of our students made what we consider to be significant progress, which means during the 9-week term, they earned at least 3, if not 4 or more credits. So we want to congratulate those students. They worked very hard. I had a few students who actually earned 4 academic credits. By academic, what we refer to it, those are required classes and does not count any elective credits that they would have earned. Some upcoming events. Tomorrow night we will host parents for our 9-week open house for parent mentor conferences. That will run from 3:30 to 6:30. There is no appointment necessary. You can come at any point during that time to meet with your student's mentor. Our conferences are student-led, so our students will be leading their conference and telling their parents about what they are doing with their classes and credits. Also tomorrow, students with Ms. Thomas will be visiting ITT. This will be our second college visit this semester, and we will offer 2 more college visits next semester that students can volunteer and go on those college visits as well. This Friday, we will have a group of students volunteering at Gleaner's Food Bank, which is something we did last year. We will continue that this year, and this opportunity will be extended throughout the months of November and December. So we do that on Fridays, and Mrs. Condon takes a group both in the morning and the afternoon. Just a quick reminder about intercession. We are hosting an intercession for the first week, so those students that have signed up for that intercession, if parents have questions, please contact the HEA and talk with Ms. Thomas, who will be supervising that intercession. During intercession and fall break, we will not be having any evening classes, but those classes will resume again on October the 28th when we return. This month, we want to recognize our Student of the Month, who is Oscar Almodovar. So if Oscar would come up. Oscar Almodovar is the son of Ebony Rowe and Oscar Almodovar Sr. He is a junior at the HEA and attends C9 in the afternoon, where he is taking classes in visual communication. Oscar was nominated by the HEA staff for his positive attitude and his recent progress that he made in one particular area. In September, as part of his English curriculum, Oscar began reading the novel Divergent, based on the current movie Divergent. He then went on to request and then read the second novel, Insurgent, and then the third novel in the series, Allegiant. During the month of September, Oscar read more than 1,500 pages during the month of September, reading all three novels. Our instructional assistant, Ms. Wolf, was impressed with his understanding of the literature and his ability to engage in meaningful discussions about the novels. Oscar stated that he enjoys reading books in a series and loved reading the novels by Veronica Roth. HEA staff also had many wonderful comments to pass along about him. Ms. Thomas stated that Oscar is a hardworking student, he is upbeat, he enjoys listening to music, and also has enjoyed attending our college visits this semester to explore his options after high school. She also said that he is very friendly, he greets staff and students each day, and he also has a big heart. Mrs. Condon stated that he is well liked by everyone, both students and staff. He comes to class each day with a very positive attitude and happy face. After high school, Oscar plans to attend college and pursue a career in graphic design and visual communication. We appreciate Oscar's contributions to our school community. We congratulate him on his hard work and dedication, and we look forward to his continued success in the future.
This is Mr. Gearhart from Beech Grove Middle School.
Good evening. Wanted to let you know that we have 60 members in our middle school FFA, and Beech Grove FFA this year decided to do something a little different. There is no membership fee. They're absorbing those costs. So any member of Beech Grove Middle School that wants to participate has their membership fee paid. We have 14 robotics students in our robotics club this year. That's twice as many as we had last year. They'll be competing with other area middle schools. Again, we are offering several intercession classes. We have our annual Holocaust intercession. We'll have girls volleyball, girls basketball, a beginning tumbling course at Beech Grove Middle School. We'll also be offering math and language arts to 36 students next week. Our fall sports wrap up this week. Cross country has their conference tournament tomorrow. Volleyball has their final home game and their final game in general on Thursday. And want to take a moment to congratulate once again our middle school girls cross country team. Last year they won the Mary County tournament. This year they are runners up with Shayla Tross finishing first in the entire county. That's 120 runners. She took first place. Other runners that placed were Kayla Shepard, Hannah Chandler, who is sitting over here, Megan Goldman and Alexa Peak, 17th, 18th, 24th, and 37th respectively. So we had a great fall season, and it's wrapping up this week. So now for the most important thing, and I have two of them today, would be our Student of the Month. So first, Hannah, if you want to come up, please. Excuse me. It's with great pride that the 7th grade math department nominates Hannah Chandler as Student of the Month. During the first 9 weeks, Hannah has displayed every one of the BGMS core values. Hannah has demonstrated great character traits such as positivity, kindness, reliability, and great decision making. She strives to be a positive influence on her peers and teachers while achieving a high level of success in the classroom.
Every day, she enters class with a smile that is contagious, homework that is completed with great attention to detail, and willingness to accept challenges placed in front of her. Hannah pays careful attention in class and is a prime example of what makes Beech Grove City Schools such a wonderful place. Hannah's character stands out among her peers and helps create a positive learning environment wherever she goes. Congratulations to a great start to 2014. Our second student of the month, and both of these young ladies last month, Hannah was running cross country and Emily was playing volleyball, so that's why we're doing two tonight. Emily Lee. The Titan team would like to nominate 8th grade student Emily Lee for the October Student of the Month. Emily participates in several sports and activities at Beech Grove Middle School. She is a well-rounded young lady who seems to take great pride in being a Hornet. She participates in the news program where she appears on camera and regularly reads the news, sports, or weather for the day. She isn't afraid to be silly or put herself out there on camera for the entire school to see, which makes her a great part of any team. Emily is an outstanding young lady who demonstrates all the qualities that teachers love to see in their students. She is polite, energetic, and often volunteers to answer questions during class. She always has a positive attitude toward tasks, no matter how challenging. Emily is a role model to her peers, and her humble attitude allows her to lead gracefully by example. In the classroom, she is punctual, positive, prepared, and responsible every day. She exhibits a strong commitment to her education through her work ethic, enthusiasm, and positive attitude. It is an absolute pleasure to have Emily in class. Not only does Emily excel in the classroom, but on the volleyball court as well. She is a dedicated, disciplined athlete who is loyal to her teammates. She never misses a practice and is always on time. Emily is not aggressive or loud on the court, but she is a strong leader among her teammates. Her strong work ethic, enthusiasm for the game, and easy smile make her well-liked and respected among peers. Emily is a positive force wherever she goes, and we are excited to have her as the October Student.
Intermediate School. Good evening. I was a little late running in here because we have parent-teacher conferences going on currently at South Grove this week. They have been in full swing since yesterday morning, probably about 7:30 in the morning. It is my expectation to my teachers that they meet face-to-face with parents if at all possible. So parents, please make sure that you have been in contact with your student's teacher and that you attend the conference. It is important. Parents that are involved in their child's education equals successful children. So it's important for you to meet with the teacher. And if you can't get in face-to-face, at least try to email or phone call, because the parents are going or the teachers are going to be reaching out to you. South Grove's Academic Night, September 30th, was a huge success. Parents and students walked through the building from the gym to the cafeteria all the way down the hallways playing learning games. All students got a free book, a set of flashcards. We had raffle baskets, probably 8 to 10 of them that we raffled off. And great fun was had by all, or at least it looked like everybody was having a good time. So I wanted to give a big thank you to Stacy Johnson. She is the teacher that organized this event for us. And I want to give a big thank you to the Beech Grove Education Foundation for funding the evening for us. Probably could not have done it without the help of the Beech Grove Education Foundation, so thank you very much. Sabrina, come on out. I was a little nervous that she may not make it today. She had to go home sick. Oh. But I know, I was sweating it. But I knew she'd want to be here. Slide over here. And she looks this cute every single day. I'm not kidding, every single day. So I want to say congratulations to Sabrina Johnson. Sabrina is South Grove Student of the Month. She is the daughter of Brenda and Daniel Johnson. And Mrs. Isler, her 4th grade teacher, said that Sabrina is a wonderful young lady that always looks for ways to help others. She gives her best effort and always wants to please her teacher. She's sweet and kind, and a kind-hearted young lady. And Mr. Boer, her other fourth grade teacher, said it was a pleasure having Sabrina in fourth grade. She was the model student in caring for others and having a great attitude every day. Our speech teacher, Mr. Box, said, I truly enjoy having Sabrina in my speech class. She is consistently a hard worker and is always eager to attend speech. She is very kind and helpful to others. You getting the trend here? Kind and helpful to others, yeah. And Mrs. Agee, her sixth grade teacher, said, I have known Sabrina since I did car rider duty in the second semester of her fourth grade year. Since then, she has always proven to be a very sweet student who aims to please both her teachers and her friends. I always love that she takes pride in her appearance by dressing nicely for school. Additionally, she takes pride in her homework. Several times during car rider duty last year, when other kids were just worried about running to their cars to dismiss, Sabrina never failed to stop and chat with me, show me her awards or book reports, and show off her hard work. I'm so proud of her for receiving this honor. And I just echo that as well. She's a sweet child, and we're very proud of Sabrina Johnson. So congratulations.
This is Mr. Buckler from Central Elementary.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to quickly go over something that has already occurred and then give a couple of upcoming events. Last week on Thursday and Friday, we had our Grandparents and Special Friends events. It was probably the best attended we've ever had. The cafeteria ladies baked 1,000 cookies.
Oh my God.
Every child gets a cookie, which is about 470. At the end of the day on Friday, I think I packed away 18 cookies left from the two-day event. So and that's assuming not everybody, took a cookie. I want to give a special shout out to my custodians. As everyone here may or may not know, our cafeteria and gym are one and the same. And so at 12:40, we have boys and girls that are finishing their lunches. And at 1:15, we are ready to welcome all of those guests in. And that means clean every table, clean the entire floor, bleachers out. Mrs. Stevens attended. We kind of do it up nice. Also, Mrs. Etter worked with the boys and girls, and we had a fantastic program on both days. She is so good. The second graders had a program that was different from the third graders. So just really, really outstanding event. Our annual Spooktacular is on Tuesday the 28th from 6 to 7:30, and that is at Hornet Park. That is for all Hornet Park and Central students. We encourage families to attend dressed in their costumes. It's safe trick-or-treating. We'll be serving hot dogs, chips, and sodas for $2. And if you want a photo opportunity, it's $1. You can get that done as well. Mrs. Probus is setting up a shuttle between the high school parking lot and the front doors at Hornet Park. So we prefer for people to park over here at the high school, and then the shuttle will take you back and forth. We have parent volunteers that are helping with the setup and the tear down, but the staff man the station so that the parents can enjoy the evening with their families. So we're really, really looking forward to that. The following week at Central is Scholastic Book Fair week, and the students will be able to go to the book fair and do some shopping, hopefully buy books, although the Scholastic Book Fair always has those fun extra posters and pencils and pens and things that they like to buy as well. And the Thursday of that week, which is the 6th, will be our book harvest. Mrs. Stevens is going to help coordinate some special guest readers for that night. We'll also have some literacy activities. The book fair will be open for families to enjoy, so it's a really, really great opportunity to visit the school, get a treat, and do some literacy activities. So those are some things that are coming up right when we come back from fall break. It is now my pleasure to introduce Ivan Angelis. Ivan, come on up. He is our September Student of the Month. Ivan is a second grader in Mrs. Hoffman's class. She states that Ivan has been working hard in class and has been doing his personal best each day. In reading class, Mrs. Dobbs describes Ivan as a leader in class by setting good examples to others. He helps other students and participates in class discussions. He keeps his focus during learning time and works hard to do his very best work. She is thrilled to have him in class. Mrs. Doty, our second grade Title I teacher, says she is so proud of Ivan's effort and attitude so far this year. Ivan has grown tremendously, not only academically, but also behaviorally.
Ivan is making good choices, working hard in small groups, and proving that he can work independently as well. She can't wait to see how much he grows this school year. We are all proud of the growth and improvement Ivan has shown so far. I am pleased very much, Ivan and I have a little bit of a history, to present Ivan as our September Student of the Month.
Okay, first item on our agenda is we need to make a motion to, no, we're gonna go back. Laura.
Yes.
Curriculum update, sorry.
Thank you so much.
Get started with it.
Well, my update is extraordinarily brief. In the document, I spent a couple of lines just telling you about some great training opportunities that we've had over the last month. But what I wanted to spend time with this evening was kind of reiterating what the principals were mentioning about intercession. I just wanted you to be really aware of the things that were going on here in the district over the next 2 weeks. It's kind of incredible. We had just an extraordinary response from our educators for some of these enrichment opportunities for our students next week. We have almost 20 different opportunities for students that are going on. We have hundreds of boys and girls that have signed up for experiences that range from learning how to swim, to wrestling camp, to learning about the Holocaust, to college visits. I mean, we really have options this year for students little through seniors. So it's just really been cool to kind of see our educators step up and really kind of take their passions and then try to translate them to their students over the intercession. Mr. Kraft, he's doing a really neat intercession. I just want to highlight you, Mr. Kraft, since you're in the room. He is having like a high school film club where every day they are comparing a genre of film, sort of old school film and contemporary film. I was a little concerned when some of the old school films were from my day, but that's all right. I can get over that, Mr. Kraft. But they're going to kind of watch 2 films of a day and kind of compare and contrast sort of what the film was like in the olden times and then what the film was like, you know, sort of contemporary. They're looking at horror, comedy, drama, you know, all those sorts of things. And then he's taking the kids on a field trip to Franklin to that the art house. For, you know, to get to see a movie there. So just really cool and fun. And when would you ever get an opportunity to do that with kids except for during an intercession? So really wanted to just take a moment to thank the educators who stepped up to do that work for us, because that's a huge commitment of their time, but what a powerful experience for our students. Mr. Cox was kind enough to thank me. I'm one blip in making this experience happen. Robin is fundamentally an incredible organizer of all the data. She and the building secretaries, who I'd like to thank as well, collect all the student information. They pile it into an Excel document. Robin organizes all of it, and then it is translated to transportation. Really wanted to celebrate transportation for the fact that Mr. Bear's really been working, thank you, Mr. Bear, with Wayne and with Beth to use Versatrans to make these special routes, which are happening next week, totally different from anything that we're used to, you know, sort of rolling as far as our routes, to pick our kiddos up and get them to where they need to be. Most of our programs are running from 8 to noon, but we have so many different experiences that are taking field trips all over the state, really, that transportation is really, really challenging next week. So Versatrans is working, and they're knocking it out, and we're excited about the kind of framework that's being built now. As I understand it, Mr. Bear, will then be able to be translated easily right in the future.
Right. All the struggles now are just setting it up in the first place.
Yeah.
But we're there. We got the routes generated, and
so that's so cool. So
yes.
that's just great for intercession. Really want to thank Kelly Deal. We are providing breakfast and lunch for our intercession opportunities, so our boys and girls are going to be fed. There is something exciting happening in every one of our buildings, and we will have breakfast and lunch happening in every one of our buildings for the entirety of intersession. So it's really like we're not even shut down next week. We've got stuff going on everywhere. And again, the building secretaries, the secretary treasurers, they are really stepping up during this time because they're collecting the registration forms, they're accounting for the dollars that are being receipted for those that actually have, monetary pieces collected too. So we will see buses rolling next week. We will see students at school, and it's just going to be something that we were kind of dreaming of really happening. This is the first time I think it's just been really, really powerful. So yay for intercession. We'll definitely have an update for you at next month's meeting as far as how many students ultimately attended and give you some kind of snapshots of some of the fun things that they did. So that's all I wanted to share with you. Do you have any questions?
I'd like to piggyback one thing I thought was really important. We had a career development team meeting today that Laura led, and Steve and Tom and Laura, please jump in on this. And it was really neat. Laura asked people, okay, introduce yourself, because it's the whole district and some people don't know the people, and then tell us what you're going to do at fall break. And 2/3 to maybe 4/5 of the room were teachers were going someplace.
Yeah.
And some that had kids were taking their kids, and it really hit me. We went to this balance calendar, now we're in our 3rd year.
Yeah.
And I made the comment, which I hope is really true, is okay, we have our teachers who are taking off and taking their kids someplace. What a great opportunity for our parents to take their kids and go someplace. We have Kathy Keller, they were going to
Gulf Shores.
Yeah, Gulf Shores, and the historic nature of that. And what a great time to really have a tour of Indiana and get your kids out and do something. And that was the intent of fall break. It's not just about, well, let's go to Florida and sit on the beach. Let's get out and let's do something. And a lot of our teachers are doing that during the fall break, which I think it's pretty successful from that standpoint, the experiences our teachers and our kids can have during this time. So just wanted to kind of make that feedback on our meeting today. It was kind of exciting to hear that.
It really was.
I'll be between here and Monrovia and Anderson with my daughter, but I'm still looking forward to having some a little bit quieter time for the next 2 weeks.
Break. Well, they have history at Anderson.
They do?
Yeah.
A lot of it.
And the Indians.
Yes.
Whoever did the Valentine.
Yes. Yes.
Just a few quick highlights. Between Dr. Kaiser and Dr. Keeley, we are having quite the media stars in our district because they are constantly being called on to give interviews about, education-related items. So Dr. Kaiser was the last one. I think you saw the clip in the Hornet Blast, but he was interviewed by Channel 6 about Glenda Ritz wanting to have textbook rental paid for by the state, so the parents did not have to do that. So that was our latest media star, Dr. Kaiser. And then one thing you might want to be aware of is that both the Marion County superintendents and the Marion County PR directors have started to meet separately to talk, together as a group, but the superintendents in one meeting and the PR directors in the other, to talk about how public education is a great thing in Marion County. And we've kind of banded together to talk about that and how we can get the message out. To say public schools in Marion County are great, here's why. So we're all putting some things together, and we're looking toward a future news conference to talk about how great public schools are in Marion County. And we're part of that. We hosted the last meeting, both the superintendent and the PR directors. So I think it's a really good, positive thing that we're involved in. Final filming of the BGCS district video, the last few little clips took place this past Monday, the 6th. Dr. Kaiser actually did, I know it seems backward, but he did the welcome for the video. And Deion Willis and I have put together a script, and we've had actually probably the last year and a half of filming. But we filmed another parent and a student from the high school. And then we also filmed one of Mr. Buckler's parents. She works at the library, and we filmed her there on Monday. So I think it's going to be a really great, powerful, welcoming video that we're finishing up there. Thank you to everybody who came to Homecoming Parade and Homecoming. It was a great day to be a Hornet, so it was wonderful. On the Education Foundation side, we held our first board meeting of the year on September 18th. It was kind of a organization week. And we're doing the Pacers fundraiser, as you know, and that's going well. If anybody wants to participate, let me know, because everything goes back to our students. As I think the principals can attest, that we give money back to the schools. and want to take good care of our Beech Grove students. So that's just a real quick update.
Quickly, could we get a motion to approve the minutes for September 9th meeting?
Motion to approve?
Rick, who will second, please? And second, Nancy, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And I bet next is going to be claims. Yep, we need to approve claims. Who'd make that motion, please?
I'll motion to approve the claims for September.
Thanks, Tammy. Beth, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, Dr. Keeley, you're up.
In accordance with the State Board of Accounts and Department of Local Government Finance calendar, tonight is the night. After doing our budget advertisement and then hearing last month, tonight is the night to approve the budget. I went ahead and pulled that document up in front of me here on a portal called Gateway. And I've talked about it before. So it has the adopted budget figures and adopted tax levies and then the adopted tax rates. The same document will need to be signed if you have any questions. For the referendum, rainy day, general, debt service, school pension debt, capital projects, transportation, or bus replacement fund, I can certainly answer your questions at this time. Okay,
Well,
seeing
they're
there-
just clamoring, aren't
seeing
they?
there- I would request a reconsider the motion before.
Who will make a motion to adopt the 2015 budget? Drum roll, please.
I will.
Beth, will second, please.
Second?
Rick, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
A number of resolutions also go along with this budget. It indicates to the Department of Local Government Finance powers and actually things that we do throughout the year. So resolution to reduce the budget as necessary. Pension bond tax neutrality is a calculation that instructs the Department of Local Government Finance what and how to do kind of parts of the budget that we have crafted. Interest income, we do transfer to the general fund. When we have that, we don't have very much of that because interest rates are very low. Interfund balances, anytime we transfer those, of course, and do interfund loans, I come to the board and ask for permission, but this also gives permission by resolution as well as the obligating circuit breaker losses. So those are all those, and I can answer any questions if you have any specifics about those. But really, those are technical aspects of how I kind of work with Dr. Kaiser and you guys. And our treasurer, Kathy Statzer, throughout the entire next calendar year.
Explain the obligation of circuit breaker losses.
Yeah, it's-
Because that one I don't know.
Absolutely. A circuit breaker in a situation where the school or the state of Indiana provides to us permission to spend anticipated dollars like $1 million, and actually in this case it's $1.6 million in capital projects fund. We receipted zero. Since we received no money, we have permission to spend $1.6 million that we don't have the dollars for. Well, if you don't take that 1.6 and deobligate it, which means just, we don't want the permission to spend it.
So you're just going to negate it?
We're going to negate it. You are
Okay.
officially negating that permission because we don't have the dollars to get rid of it anyway.
Okay.
So we're not in the spending mode anyway. So then it clears the slate so that January 2015, they will then again approve a new budget with the hopes that we might receive dollars in that fund. So we continue to ask, but because of the circuit breaker, we receive significantly fewer dollars.
And normally we don't receive anything?
In this last year, we were scheduled to not receive any, and I think at the end of the day, because of other dollars, not necessarily tax levy, but other dollars, miscellaneous revenue, we did receive some dollars. So we'll end up spending 50.
Generally, what do you, I mean, just give me an estimate of what we did receive at one point.
I think that at the end of the day this year, we will end up receiving $140,000, and we have a permission to spend $1.6 million.
I'd like to
So
see.
we were at $1.5 million in the negative.
And why it's critical is the way that the Department of Local Government Finance, they don't recognize the circuit breaker loss. And your budget's always an 18-month budget, 6-month budget. So if you don't deobligate it, then they include that in your next year's budget, which is ludicrous. It's just simply ludicrous. So by you guys taking away the permission to spend, they say, okay, you don't have that. But they count that and carry that permission over, which lessens the amount of money we can get in the following year.
Okay.
And we've actually had to educate, Tom and I talking to our Department of Local Government Finance, that you're doing the budget wrong. And everybody now in the state says, well, you shouldn't count that against, you shouldn't move that forward to the next year. So if you don't deobligate, they move it forward.
So it's like the old analogy, we keep talking about buckets, and you want to fill your bucket. Right now, it appears that our bucket's full,
And it's not.
but we have no money in the bucket. So we need to let all that water out so they'll fill our bucket again.
With nothing.
With nothing. But there's always hope.
Yeah, you don't ever want to leave money out on that table if in fact we're going to serve it up to you.
Okay.
And so that's our very hopeful anticipation of potentially we would receive dollars.
So then we need to make a motion to approve all those resolutions that we just talked about.
Motion to approve.
Yep.
Mike, a second, please.
I'll second.
Nancy, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. We have we need a motion to approve the amendment to the common school construction loan. Do you want to talk about
Yeah, we had
that
some,
per se?
yeah, we had some dollars that were allocated only for high school HVAC. And when we did the science renovations and some of the HVAC improvements over here, we really are at a point where we finished the projects for now. And I have approached the State Board of Accounts, or the State Board of Education actually, with a petition on October 15th that they allow us permission to use the remaining dollars over at South Grove because we need to help the air exchange of air. And as we've talked for quite some time, we have some air quality concerns that we're continuing to work forward. This is not going to right the ship by any means, but I would really like the opportunity to help us as a group, our operations especially, look at renovating 4 more rooms, possibly as many as 8 rooms to get those new air handlers in there. Well, there's some money set aside at the state of Indiana to help do a few more rooms, but I had to get permission by the State Board of Education on October 15th. So I'm asking your approval to have them act on our behalf to, when you do a construction loan for a very specific purpose, you have to follow the rules and only do that purpose. Well, there's some cash left over, so we can fix a few more rooms over at
Can
South.
you tell us how much we saved on the high school HVAC so that we could spend the money for something?
$400,000.
Awesome, very good.
And I want to emphasize what it is basically. Right now, we could use the money at the high school tomorrow. We have the same need at the high school, but
Right.
the air exchange there, and possibly maybe look at another, what to use at South Grove that we'll talk about kind of down the road. But this gives the permission that we can use it. It's kind of like an emergency fund. You know, we've got the money. We didn't spend it because we were kind of waiting to see what's going to take place in May and where would be the biggest priority. So this gives us the flexibility to use it there. We could also still use it at the high school if we needed to. It just gives us some flexibility.
Yeah, so the State Board of Education is the only governing body that can reallocate dollars like that. So I have the petition in front of them and ready to be acted upon. I just think that it's really critical that you fully understand what that request is.
We'll make a motion to approve that amendment. Beth, give a second, please. Tammy, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And the 5-year contract for Skyward was discussed during a work session earlier in September, and I feel very comfortable on having a way to fund that. The first 2 years I can fully fund right now from some savings of dollars that we've utilized here over the last 3 years of doing business a little bit differently. And I'd like to approve the 5-year contract for Skyward to go to a new student data management system, which is a new online portal and an online grade system. We have sent out a technology update prior to this meeting, so in case this is effectively passed, all staff and everybody is aware in the corporation that this is about to happen. I didn't want to spring that upon all your teachers and all the staff. So that's been floated out there already, so I feel like we can start maybe our first step toward an 11-month process of change here, because it is quite a big change to the school corporation.
I think if you see the faces of the principals, you can't say they're excited about it, but they know this is a much better system for parents to access, and also for doing our scheduling and communicating the whole gamut. It's going to be a much better system for us.
Which package did we go with again?
It's called Skyward, and it's the same as our financial data, our financial suite that we use.
Okay.
So then it marries, what it really is going to do that's really important for us is it's going to marry the textbook rental, food service dollars, along with the student data number, so that when parents go on to the Parent Connect through Skyward, they got the whole, they don't have to go anywhere. They'll get their own personal dashboard with their little widget for transportation, their little widget for food service, grades, have a grade book here, homework.
Online registration.
Online registration, everything's right on one page, and they don't have to navigate nearly what they do right now. So it's, to me, it's just one wonderful option.
I wanted online registration for years.
That's what we got.
And then the renewal at the then current rate of 5 years, will they let us know, I would assume, in advance if there's an increase before the automatic?
We locked in with a 5-year fee. That's why I did it.
So
That's why
we're fixed for the first
We're
5
fixed for 5 full years. However, we're paying, because of some dollars saved, we're going to pay for 2 years in full up front, so that we don't have some pending bill waiting for us, so that we can wait till 2017 before our first bill arrives, and then we can kind of watch for that bill in the future. I think that's just some smart business, since we have the dollars today for that purpose. I think we should allocate and dedicate those dollars for that right
I have a question. Since you're paying up front, do they give you a little bit of a discount?
now. We did, yeah, we negotiated considerably, and we even went, as a team, we went to the Skyward Conference, which was outstanding. I felt like everybody who attended the Skyward Conference, from our business office and payroll personnel, we learned a lot, and we have a great representative. So I see them as a partner in the future, not just the business kind of acquaintance. So it should be good.
And y'all are happy too? Everybody's happy? Okay. Yeah. So anybody else have any questions before we do this? Can we get a motion to approve this 5-year contract?
Motion approved.
Mike, cool, second, please.
Second?
Rick, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, Dr. Keeley, you're up again.
Personnel employee recommendations are very few, especially at this time of the year. I think there were 3, and maybe a transfer next year, very small.
Yeah.
So that was in the system. I can answer questions.
Any questions about those before we approve them?
Just a quick question about Caitlin. Is she currently enrolled in school, or is this going to be her, Caitlin Wren?
Oh, yes, I can talk about that.
Sure.
I recruited Caitlin at a local football game. Being a fine graduate, cheerleader, and very active in school, we were having a conversation, I think 3 football games at home, and I said, what are you doing? She goes, I'm going to Ivy Tech and I'm working here. I said, what are you doing? She goes, I'm going to be an elementary teacher. And I said, well, do you want to work for us part-time? Because Craig needs some help in Title I. And we did that with Amanda Witt, a similar situation. She was going to Ivy Tech, and Amanda, some semesters would work 3 days a week, some days 2. And it was, trying to help an outstanding young lady who wants to be a teacher. So basically, she'll work around her schedule. And Craig, I think she's going to start after fall break, maybe. And so that's kind of the scenario. So we're getting a good $10 an hour employee who will be a great teacher down the road for us.
She's a good kid. I just wanted to make sure she was going to do something other than
Yeah,
just
she's
work
going to
with
Ivy
them.
Tech right now to be a teacher, and then we'll transition. They have a great 2-year program at Ivy Tech, and then you transition to IUPOI. Another option I mentioned to her, I said, there's an online academy you can go to that you can get your education degree that way. So she's excited, and we'll start after break.
Good to have her back.
Yep.
If you'd like to make a motion for those employment recommendations.
Motion to approve?
Rick, cool, second, please.
I'll second.
Tammy, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And how about our 2014 classified employee handbook?
That was
I
uploaded.
read that from front to back.
I did too.
I've spent considerable time with Mr. Lynn Pugh, who helped me work on that, and then Pam Hinders came in many days. It is a labor of love. It's been a long time.
Yes.
Probably 4 months, because there are two full pages of Affordable Care Act provisions that had to go in there for health insurance coverage. This will include the covering of anyone who works 30 hours or more. We had classified staff into different groups that were either eligible or not eligible. For the first time ever, that classified handbook also incorporates the health and dental insurance coverage for school bus drivers and school bus aides, as well as teachers' aides. And I think that that's an important aspect. It's going to cost some dollars. We've really worked hard. Dr. Kaiser worked really hard to look at those dollars and how we can structure those and make sure we can make those payments. But I think it's the right thing to do. All of the health insurance coverage goes effective January 1. So we'll start an enrollment period during October, November, start premiums in December, and then coverage will start in January 1. So this is a big day, really. To be honest with you, usually we just glance over the classified handbook in the past, but today it's a big deal. So it's nice, and it's also allowed us to streamline a lot of our work schedules and benefit schedules into just a few types, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, instead of all the different things that we used to have.
Is it possible for hard copies to be given to the classified staff so they can't say they didn't know?
Yeah, actually, we've also, under our safeschools.com and portal to do all of our training, it'll be required that all classified staff will have provided an opportunity, if they want to come meet in person, they can, Pam or I, or their manager supervisor, but they also need to go online. And because of the Affordable Care Act, if we don't offer insurance, somebody can go to what they call the exchange, and they can get a $6,000 credit to then go get health insurance in the exchange from their federal taxes. And so there's a very serious compliance issue that's in accordance with this. So we are going to require that all classified staff sign on there that they have read and understand it, and they'll have to check mark. It doesn't let you pass the test unless you check mark, I agree and want health insurance, or no, I fully understand the ramifications, and I understand that you offered it to me, and I am not qualified for the $6,000 credit in the exchange, and I choose no insurance, but I was offered. So there was a compliance form that we have to do this year for the first time, because the penalties are millions of dollars if you don't offer health insurance under the Affordable Care Act now. So it's quite a bit different. So I appreciate you bringing that up. And of course, there are certain staff that we always hand them the paper copy, because we know there are some staff that we already have identified that don't have electronic internet at home. They aren't connected, and we know a lot of people who that is, and some of them may not take direct deposit, things like that. So we go ahead and take care of that. So we'll do that. Good.
Okay, who'll make a motion to approve the classified employee handbook?
I will.
Yeah. Mike, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Operations update.
Well, I would like to, first of all, begin by saying I consider myself a fairly intelligent person, but when I came to this position of on my operations hat, our custodial services was very confusing. We had Citywide, we had DV Clean, we had just several organizations, and from my experience in talking to the principals, we were not very happy with one of our vendors, and that would be DV Clean. So we all decided that it would be time to maybe get some bids and some quotes from some different cleaning companies and move in a different direction. So in doing that, we got some quotes provided, and the quotes that seemed to work the best were from an organization, vendor that is already in our school currently, and that is Pristine Clean. And I've had very high remarks from the high school. They are currently in the academic end of the high school. So they provided bids to cover the HEA, the high school athletic end, and Hornet Park, so that they would take those over from, provide those bids to replace DV Clean. And it made sense because, number one, the cost. Number two is we would, if we went that route, we would have the east side of Emerson in our school district covered by one organization, that being Pristine Clean. And in terms of management, in terms of a person who comes in and supervises the staff and oftentimes work with his employees, Pristine Clean just had a very positive perception from the teachers, the administrators, and from us as central office. So we thought it made sense to kind of approach you to get approval for a motion to accept their contract based on just the work ethic they've had and the positive relationship that they've already built in the district. And so tonight I'm asking to motion to approve the contract for Pristine Clean for the HEA, for the high school athletic end, and for Hornet Park.
So does this mean that Pristine Clean already has the contracts for the other schools?
They currently have a contract for the high school academic end.
And that's all?
The middle school, which I'll talk to you about in a second, and
Okay.
South Grove were covered by DV Clean also.
Okay.
We found that we went to another organization called Janet King, which is a national organization that has a very good management style. They have a very good cleaning schedule, and they have that supervision that seems to be a very positive thing, along with some communication I made with some other districts. They recommended Janet King. They said, with any company, there are issues that they have on, throughout the year, but Janet King was always very receptive and always proactive and always made things work. And so that was a very good recommendation from that standpoint in terms of the schools I contacted. So we decided to take that west side of South Grove and the middle school and look at Janet King as the provider for those schools in terms of the cleaning services. And so that's why I have two contracts. I have Pristine Cleans for those 3 buildings earlier, and for Janet King's, which is for cleaning services for the middle school and for South Grove. So then it's easier to organize because they'll be over on the west side and they'll take care of that area. Central has their own cleaning staff. Yes, and I think they're, and they rock. So we're trying to get those same standards up to the, if we're not happy with the vendor in terms of services, we want our buildings to look good. We want our kids to be safe. And we feel that these two companies, Pristine based on their current work in the academic end, and Janet King based on the feedback that I got from other school districts and in working with Stephen Vallier, their rep, I think we want to give them the opportunity to demonstrate that Beech Grove expectation, and I think that they're a group that will work very well with us and provide those services that we need.
I have a couple questions.
Yes.
Did you have one? Are there additional fees included, or is this a part of if there is a bloodborne pathogen incident or a infectious disease, staph infection or something like that, cleanup, is that extra?
No, not typically. Those are those are not very frequent occurrences in terms of like Shigella. When we did Shigella,
Right.
Pristine went in and they sanitized all of Hornet Park. They went in and just helped us out there and sanitized all that.
They did buses?
They did buses.
Yeah, they set up
Did
a
not charge us.
sanitation station just for the buses, and there was no extra charge. They understand the nature of school. And I'll tell you, the relationship that's being built with Chris Weller, the owner of Pristine Clean, a Beech Grove graduate, a great young man, is a very positive aspect. We haven't had that relationship piece before. talking to him on the phone, us working with him, with Dale Reed. I will tell you, he's a winner. And that's why he's been awarded this opportunity, to be quite honest with you.
The thing that's good about that is he lives down the street, and he will be here nightly checking the staff, and if there's a concern, he's in. If he doesn't like something, he'll come in and work that night and take over.
Yep.
So that's, in terms of bloodborne pathogens and those types of things are pretty common in terms of the expectation of the service.
On the HEA portion of the contract.
Yes.
The final payment, I think they had an extra 2 or 0 or something.
Yeah, extra 0.
Okay.
I have, the contracts are provided here updated, and so the corrections that are made here, I think I needed glasses.
It's either they move the comma, which, you know, it's
28,000.
either let's go eat grandpa or let's go eat.
Yeah, so there was an extra 0, and that was corrected in this contract that you have in front of you. Yeah.
The power of a comma.
Yes.
I have another question, not trying to like open some can of worms or
Right.
whatever. Are you doing the 2 companies because you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket and you're trying to see which one's going to be better?
No. In terms of Pristine, Pristine has earned the right through the high school and the job they've done here.
Okay.
They don't have the capabilities to do a whole district. They're
Oh,
a smaller
self-explanatory. Okay.
They're a
That
smaller
answers my
company,
question.
and so we're kind of working hand in hand with Chris.
Sure.
And he's building his company off us.
Oh, I got you.
But in
Okay.
turn, he's provided great service for our high school, and so we're bringing him along in that regard. If he said, if it continues to go at the same route, with the same type of quality and recommendations from the principals who are in the building, who have those kids and keeping that environment safe, and it'd be something in the future that if we weren't happy with Janet King, he'd be able to get the other
Sure.
buildings based on quotes and things like that.
I was just wondering because I know when we do things at the malls or whatever,
Right.
You don't always want to put your eggs in one basket either. In case something would happen with one, you've still got another to use, and sometimes you pit them against one another,
Right.
see who's going to be the best.
We
I just
found-
wondered if there was
We
a
found a
method
definite
to
benefit
that.
also financially by doing the bid process. We had 5, we started with 5, moved to 3 semi-quickly, and then they all had to come to the table financially. So you are absolutely right that not only is there a nice quality component here, but there's also a nice financial component as well.
And one thing you're probably saying, why not Central? You know, our preference, overall preference is if we could have kept a quality district level staff, we hired our own. But we do save money this way. And at Central, we've just got a great team. And so there's been no reason, they do a great job, you know, and so they're in place just because they're a great team.
And these are all night custodians. We still have our day porters or our day custodians, which have been in the district for many years. So these are the people that are doing the heavy cleaning at night, the trash pickup, you know, the kind of the heavy, deep cleaning.
Sure.
So,
Can we get a motion?
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry.
Just on a more comical note, though, is when I first saw this, I wondered why we took the N and the S out.
I thought, what am I doing?
I know, isn't that funny?
I had to help look at that when I read it.
Mike, we've actually said that in discussion. You know, we've said Janice, you know, just in a discussion, so you're famous.
Golly, that's wonderful.
so you start in a couple weeks, by the way. Get your crew together.
And you're going to want a bigger discount next year.
Yes.
aren't you? Who'd like to make a motion to approve the contract?
Motion to approve.
Rick, full second, please. Mike, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? How about the one to approve my company?
You can't vote.
I'm not voting.
I motion to approve.
Tammy, second, please.
I'll second.
Nancy, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Quotes, bids, donations, anybody have any questions about those before you approve them? Would like to make a motion to do that?
I move to approve donation.
Beth, full second, please.
Second.
Rick, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Fundraiser request as presented. Anybody need to ask questions about those? There were a bunch. Can we get a motion to approve those things?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you. We'll second, please. Mike, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, strategic planning and referendum community meetings. I would assume that we would.
Just a reminder, our parents, this Thursday at the middle school at 6:30. We will be done at 8 sharp. Colts game doesn't start until 8:30, so there's plenty of time to get home to watch our Colts beat up on Houston that night. But we've had 2 great community meetings, very positive about us moving forward with the referendum. It's just information, presentation, gathering, and it's actually even a celebration. We start with success stories, and the first 2 meetings have been very, very positive. So we encourage you to come out. That'll be followed up by a meeting at Central and Hornet Park after fall break. But great opportunity to get some information and hopefully go out and find some family and friends to support us on May 5th.
Anybody have anything else?
I was going to ask a question about that. Could you give us a guesstimate of the turnout for the
Yeah, Melody, I'll turn it over to you. You've been
There's
tracking
about
the turnout.
10 people at South Grove and 18 attended
Uh-huh.
the high school.
I have 2. One, will we be able to get any type of statistic, how many people showed up at the town hall?
I bet Mr. Cox would have that.
Mr. Cox is down there right now,
Yeah.
so I think we can get a guesstimate.
Just be curious, I mean,
Yeah.
because there have been quite a few threads on Facebook. And, I mean, I left that on the pin post for the entire month, so I'm curious to see how many people actually showed up. And then the second is over the fall break, my eldest son will be returning to Beech Grove with his family. So they will be soon returning to Beech Grove.
Oh, wow.
They're gonna move here? Where have they been?
He was in California, then he's now in Brownsburg, settling up their things there, and then they'll be here by fall break.
Great, how many kids they have?
3.
Yeah.
Fabulous. That's wonderful.
Well,
Bet
that's
you we're glad to
that's
have
why
them
he
all.
did his time and got out, because he was like me, you were 4, you have children. I had 6.
Okay,
One thing to add, if you'd like to
Sorry.
say. I just wanted to say congratulations to Beech Grove High School graduate Eddie Mobley
yes.
on his engagement to the
Aw.
lovely Emily Christine and to his mom Nancy, because that's just a really neat thing. And he's such
You know
a,
what her maiden name is? Beach.
Oh, it's meant to be.
So I guess it's fake there.
it
That's
is
so
fake.
sweet.
But it's just so neat to see Eddie and everything that he's gone through, and then now to see him happily engaged. And they're a beautiful couple.
Very nice, yeah. they
So
are.
congratulations, Nancy,
Thank you very much.
and to
We're
Eddie.
very excited, as you can tell.
She's still a Catherine McMaker.
He's going to cap the school in January, yes, January, February. So it'll be in Fort Benning then.
So
Okay,
proud.
normally we just make a motion to adjourn, but I'm gonna let Krista make her first motion ever on the school board. If you'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Who'd like to second that motion? Somebody needs to second that motion.
Mike did, Mike did.
I don't hesitate on
I
that.
did. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.